Am I seeing this correctly? Is that my man Seawork on the Shaman? That's a different blue class, man. Normally you're another blue class. Like, that's the kind of blue class you are. You're like the baby blue. As a Magao? Mage. I have no idea how to properly pronounce it. So I apologize ahead of time. My man's got a good looking mug. I'm gonna butcher your name though. That's about as close as I can get it. Majawa versus Chill Pills as the Death Knight still embraces that full fury of the frost. While Majao is a bit on the arcane side, trying to be a little bit more unpredictable, blind immediately by chills, trying to see if he can get himself a full stun into Majao, full Sanguinate into or more switch to stun, but it's going to be Ice Block out of Majao just he sees the full set of array of cooldowns coming out of Chill Pills decided, you know what, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to do it. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna live. I just don't want to do it. I'm just gonna play it very, very safe. Gonna be a knockback on the Chill Pills, but he does have AMS in order to absorb and prevent a lot of the magic effects. Majao, I think, with a bit of an ultra time, so he should be a-okay. Try to establish himself a little bit of an arcane missile go into a ultra time just to get himself back to a good position. Big touch of the Magi, letting him splash out a lot of arcane damage onto Chilled with a Ring of Fire. As well as Ring of Frost, slowing the Death Knight, keeping him in place. Going to be a big grip out of Chill Pills. Definitely needs to go for an interrupt versus Majawi if he can do it. Apparently, he's just immune to being frozen whatsoever, even though he got knocked back. I guess he just flew right over the ring. Going to be a slow into Majao as Chill Pills got not a lot of health real left. Majao could potentially make something happen here. The Arcane Mage trying to see if he can slow down Chill Pills. Got himself a couple of missiles. Full cooldowns out for Chilled. Does the Mage have enough here to deal with it? Next Obliterate could be very, very deadly. Does he have enough here? Trying to go for barrages to keep the man at bay. Silence to follow, maybe in trouble. Oh, that Obliterate into Howling Blast, taking him out. Not much you can really do about it. And Chill Pills is going to be fighting for Seavark. Seavark sending out an Earth Elemental immediately. Gets a Flame Shock onto Chill Pills. I've seen that some of the Elemental Shamans right now really, really nutty. Yesterday we did have Huge Butt Man playing Elemental, doing a lot of damage, doing a lot of work. I want to see if Seavark is able to do the same here. Lots of output for LA Shamans right now, as they can just go for Lava Burst, Spam, together with Flame Shocks, as well as Stormkeeper, Storm Strikes, Tier Set bonus. There's quite a lot of things that do make him quite strong right now. Lava Burst back-to-back. Seavark does go for a knockback towards Chilled, who does have him in a pretty good position. Doesn't have to go super far. Static Totem does get adjusted. Was that normal? He just moved the Static Totem. Is that supposed to, like... Was that supposed to yoink Chill Pills over too? Is that a thing? Hold on a second. I think he was trying to use some kind of new tricks here. Gonna be Chill Pills with an IBF. He's just immovable, immutable. It's gonna be going for a Lich Board just to make sure he doesn't get hacked. Seavark maybe in a bit of trouble. Trying to go for as many casts as possible. Blind to follow. Grippy head right after. Maybe in a lot of trouble. Light Elastic just gives him a bit of a breather. Knockback on Chill Pills does have a grip in with a silence strangling in his throat as he does get him out of there. Gonna be Stormlux up next with Chill Pills. AMS up immediately. Stormlux just taking back-to-back obliterates in their back. Not much they can really do about this as they frost. Death and just unleashing the carnage. Full disperse out for Storm. What can they do in this kind of situation? Just under a ton of pressure as Chill Pills does go for that human race to break himself out of a stun. Full PI available for Storm. And Chill Pills backing up out of there. Going in for a couple of slaps versus the Mindbender. Taking that thing out. Does give himself a lot of resources. Can just commit a lot of obliterates back-to-back. Generate a lot of runic power. That can become Death Strikes. And that can mean survivability. Especially as we get into that 18% dampener. That's going to be Storm with a quick fear on Chill Pills. Mind games to follow. Could be a ton of pressure onto the Death Knight. He knows he doesn't want to commit damage to Storm because Mind games are just going to end up healing him. But also he doesn't want to press Death Strike because in confusion he's just going to end up hurting himself in the process. Silence on the Chill Pills could be in a bad spot actually. Cannot interrupt Stormlux or use a portion of his Frost Death Knight abilities as they take consider magic spells while Silence back on the Stormlux may keep him in trouble. Does he have the obliterates he needs in order to be able to take it down? Stun on Chill Pills. Does he have a way to get Stormlux close to Storm? Got himself a lot of instant cast abilities. Back-to-back fear on Chill Pills looking for recovery. Interrupted on Holy and a big obliterate comes down, slamming down onto the priest, taking him out with Annihilate. Gonna be joining him, trying to go for a couple of Bloodthirsts back-to-back versus Shield. Yet another charge to follow. Chill Pills going in for a blind just to see if he can walk away from my man's Annihilate. Are you, what are you, human? Orc? I think it's a female orc, right? One, is that single-minded? Wait a second, hold on. Is Sulfurus a two-hander? That's a two-hander, right? I was gonna say, are you single-minded? Because that could have been interesting. Annihilate, they should have a lot more damage than Chill Plus when it comes to sustained damage. So Death, I tried to see if you could turn up the heat, or actually try to see if you could freeze Annihilate in place and shatter him. But I don't know if you can do that. In the execute range, maybe I'm in trouble. Wait a second, turn the damage run onto Annihilate. The man goes in for enrage regeneration, trying to see if he can catch up a little bit of healing. Has Triples super low. Triples looking for a couple of death strikes back to back. Get him some chain of ice to Annihilate. At least he can walk away from him. Stormbolt to follow is going to be able to go down. Now it's super unfortunate. Might have been a bleed, might have been a weapon throw at the end that killed him off. I was really hard to tell. Drato's gonna be up next, and Annihilate just goes in full cooldowns, guns blazing as Drato's trying to see if he can turn up the heat and trying to see if he can respond to aggression with even more aggression. Annihilate may be in a bit of trouble. Oh, and Dratos just ends up massacring him. He did have an advantage there. Dratos does have a defensive, whereas the Annihilate did not have one. Flex, oh, swinging by the warrior, quick kill shot, taking him out before the man even has a chance to respond. Can Dragonflight somehow outrun the clock that is the dampening as we head in that 6-minute mark and somehow destroy these warriors to see if he can bypass them, maybe to fight Goku or Diabolics? GJ at no help whatsoever, does have to go for torrential immediate self-heal. Gohan sending out a pet into a fear, running in a random direction, trying to see if he can catch up to DJ. Big leap around the corner, has himself reflecting cases of freezing trap waiting for him, has a trigger for the freezing trap. DJ going for fade dance, got a shot at Johan, trying to see if he can potentially just walk away from the warrior. Can he do it? He does end up separating. Gohan just goes behind the pillar. Probably running second one, so as long as he doesn't take damage in 6 seconds, he does end up getting a lot of recovery. For DJ, he needs to go into camo in order to get some kind of recovery. So it could be pretty tough for him overall. But if he could just outplay Gohan and try to see if he could limit Gohan's damage output, back away, deny him any kind of healing during enrage regeneration, I think a survival hunter could potentially beat if you're a warrior. But that is just a big old meaty warrior walking at you with a freezing trap. But DJ is going to be able to get a proper lockdown on him with an average to follow off of that Odin's Fury, adding a bit of bleed damage, but also enhancing Gohan. It's going to be stunned by the pet. I'm surprised the pet actually got an angle on you where you were standing. Stormbolt or DJ does get hit. Pet separated away from him. Can't even go for a prop. Actually, he can go for a pet sack, even though through wall. I guess it's to make pets more consistent. DJ does have himself the big buff of the bear's fortitude. Does give himself a little bit more health to work with. Gohan charging back out towards DJ Flex as he does go in for a Dwarven Rage to try to see if he can release, and it kind of slows the roots off of him. Flex hits him with a sealed trap. That's where you really wanted to have your Gnomish Racial to be able to break out of that steel trap, to be able to disarm that thing. By the way, to use that Gnomish Ingenuity to be able to escape that. As DJ does end up recovering a little bit of health. Definitely going to use his array of traps to try to see if he can buy himself a little bit of time versus Gohan. But Gohan just needs one angle. He needs one good fear. Stormbolt, big damage around the corner. DJ, I think, is in trouble. Oh my goodness, and Gohan does end up getting it. This Fury Warrior was not going to be denied. The sweet kill. Chill Plus with 3, actually. That was pretty quick. Alrighty, let's get ourselves another going here, boys, yeah? Hell yeah, boys. Let's get another one here going, yeah?